last video, we talked about the outside of the building, and the first room we're going to go through is Scarlett's room.
Welcome to our new house.
We started planning this room when I was pregnant, and so I had no idea her personality, what I kind of wanted the room to be like. I initially thought that I wanted it to be more floral and like girly, but I changed my mind and went with more light, bright, timeless choices that would grow with her. I didn't want the room to be too boho, too earthy. I just wanted it to feel girly and fun, but still very just like light and bright and open. First things first, the floor. I thought that I wanted carpets, especially because it's a kid's room, but I decided to just keep the Stuga Studio Greta wood floor in the entire room and just put down a rug. Maybe I will regret that choice because carpet is better for babies and playing and when you're on the floor a lot. But to me, the look of it with the white walls, it was just my favorite choice. Let's talk about the walls. In this room, we did one wall of wallpaper, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Originally, I wanted a floral wallpaper, and with that wallpaper, it had warmer tones, and it didn't really go with the whites that we had chosen for the paint in the rest of the house. So we actually this is the only room that we did a different color in. And maybe it's not that noticeable to everybody walking in, but it works so much better for this room just because it's not a cool tone of white. So we did the color Snowbound on the trim and the walls and closet doors and inside of the door. On the outside of the door, it's still gray, just like we did in the rest of the house. We did a different finish on the walls versus the trim. The trim is a semi-gloss and the walls are an eggshell. So just to kind of give it a nice contrast. The warmer tone absolutely worked with the floral wallpaper that I had originally chosen, and it still works with the wallpaper that I chose for behind the crib. All of the paint that we chose for the entire house, including this room, is Sherwin-Williams, and we used their new Living Well collection, which has a product called Super Paint, and it essentially it has some air purifying technology. The 2 points of interest on the wall are definitely the wallpaper and then the beam that we left exposed. So the wallpaper is from Wall Blush. It is a temporary wallpaper, meaning I can remove it if someday she grows up and she's like, you know what, I don't like this. We had a professional wallpaper, a wallpaper professional come in and install it for us just because I was Letty was a newborn at that time, and I will say he had some trouble with it. So needless to say, it looks amazing and I love it. You just can't look too closely at it because there are some little flaws that probably wouldn't be noticed by the common eye. We left the beam exposed in this room just because we wanted to keep the interest of it being a house inside a metal warehouse. So you'll see that in other places around the house as well. Do I regret it for this room? No. The only thing that I kind of am now thinking about is having a child in this room. It's just kind of a weird thing to have in the middle of the room. It might, I don't want her to like hurt herself on it, but I don't think that will happen. One thing, or the reason why we left it is obviously it's interesting, but we also gained more room by leaving it exposed, because if you try to cover it up, you're losing about 4 inches of the entire room, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot when you just factor in that we have like 2 closets to squeeze in. You want a bed in here someday if it's no longer a child's room, that kind of thing. We chose to paint it because it was a rust color before, and it really just doesn't go with the feel of the room to leave it a rust color. It was so difficult for me to decide on a chandelier for this room. I knew I wanted something that was like cute but timeless again, so that it could just grow with her. And I also didn't want to spend a lot of money. So the one that we chose is from Pottery Barn Teen, and I will try to link it below for you. I love it. It would work in a lot of different spaces, honestly. It's very earthy, kind of goes with a boho theme, but it's very girly still, and that's my favorite part about it, is it's still feminine with its like gold and brass highlights. I knew I wanted a white crib, so I just went with something that was a little bit more feminine and something that could grow with her over time. So this one is from Delta Children, and it actually converts to a toddler bed. So I think that'll be really nice. We'll at least have it for the next couple of years, so you get your money's worth. Delta Children is a really well-known brand that holds up, so that's also why I went with that. They have a lot of choices, so it was a hard decision. I got the mattress from Amazon. It's not one of those like fancy breathable ones, but I was okay with not having like a Newton mattress. And then the mattress covers that I got for it are also from Amazon. I just wanted something that would go with the blush color on the wallpaper and the blush color in the rug. This is her changing area. So I had this dresser. We were using it in our old house. We got it from a local place called like Bob's Furniture or something like that. I didn't want to bring another piece of furniture in for the budget. Maybe I will someday and like get a dresser maybe that matches maybe the aesthetic. But having a nice piece of like wood furniture in here just kind of helps like make it not too white and bright. So I am totally okay with keeping this for now. Originally it was just a dresser, and I was like, nope, we're gonna use it as a changing table. It's perfect for that room. This changing pad is just one from Delta Children. I think you can find it on Amazon or Walmart, like it's very common. And then I got a Burt's Bees cover for it from Amazon. I just wanted something really neutral. And then this sign is one of my favorite things. So I plan on getting this sign originally when we had the floral wallpaper chosen, and it went really well with that. So it doesn't really have a blush tone in it, but I just love it for her. You know, it's girly. It brings some floral into the room. It's from Lily and Spruce Company. It was gifted to me actually, so super sweet of them to make that for her. I used some of the like gold trays that I had from our wedding just to bring in some gold brass to go with the light fixture. We have this cute little nightlight that has her name on it as well. And then I have a white warmer. This is an air purifier. It kind of brings in some essential oil too. It's by Lalo, which is the stroller that we have. But essentially it's like a humidifier, it's a noise machine, but it also helps your room not smell like your diaper pail, essentially. So it comes with like 2 little essential oil like drops, and you just drop it on the top, and I don't know, I love to use it. Next up are the closets, which are some of my favorite parts of her room. The hardware I actually got on Amazon. Originally I had a different thing picked out, but these are amazing. I love them. They're like my favorite part of this room. They're just so glitzy and glam. We had our cabinet guy do all of our built-ins for her room, and I love them. I think they're timeless. They're gonna grow with her. We have a lot of books, toys, extra stuff, diaper backpacks, and then there is some hanging space that will be used when she's older. So like I said, very easy to grow into these closets. On this side is definitely designated for clothes, blankets, shoes. I have it all categorized into different size clothing, especially the drawers are all organized as well. And there's still room to grow, which is my favorite part. There's still empty space to fill. This clothing rack was something that I had in, like, for myself, but I thought it would be fun to put in here just to display some of my favorite clothes of hers, and then have some books and toys and extra storage at her accessibility when she starts like crawling around, walking around. But I just think it's a cute little addition. And then my favorite thing that we got as, you know, like as a new mom, is the Baby Leto Kiwi glider. So it has a like charging port, and you can also, it plugs in. And so instead of having to like swing back and get yourself into a reclining position with your baby, it has little buttons and you can like glide all the way back. And it's also a rocker as well. I use it every day, highly recommend, and I'm so glad that I spent the extra money to get that piece. Before I forget, the rug that we used in this room is from Wayfair. I love the way that it looks. I love the size that we got. I got it on sale, so that's something I do recommend doing, is just waiting until they have sales. But it is a little bit itchy. So I might have to put some play mats down for when she starts being a little bit more mobile, because I noticed that when I sit on it with bare legs, it just itches my legs. So that's the only thing that I'll say about this rug. Otherwise, I really love it. All in all, this room is my favorite room in the house. That's kind of why I wanted to start here. It is also one of the more like done rooms. The last thing that I had to do was hang her mobile, and I just haven't done that yet. So it's a work in progress, always, like this entire house is. In the future, I hope this room just transforms into something that she loves. I hope we keep the rug, I hope we keep the wallpaper for at least until she's like 5 or 6, until she maybe wants a different style in here, or we think of something else fun to do. She's very excited about it. It's her favorite room, and it's my favorite room as well. It's actually one of the more done rooms, so that's why I wanted to start here. Thank you for watching though. If you have any questions, just comment below. Share this with somebody who might need some inspiration for their baby's room. And subscribe if you haven't. You're worth it.